Okay, I feel very honored to have you here with me because this message is for a very special soul. I received a vision about you, and I'm hearing this message is just for you. I'm also hearing a PS, which is usually like a personal note, right? At the end of a letter that somebody sends, but I'm seeing it at the beginning of a letter, which is telling me that whatever the introduction is, it's going to be just as important as the ending. So we're going to get a PS message for you at the end of this, but I'm going to go ahead and throw up an illustration for the visual that I was receiving for you when it comes to ice. And this was the alchemy of ice, which is something in which you're holding that once felt heavy, was never meant to stay solid. It was literally ice. So a dense and frozen experience that was previously stored within the body. And through your acceptance, through your unconditional love, you began to melt it. This is the moment where ice becomes water, because what was once rigid now begins to flow, and what once felt stuck suddenly begins to move. And for you, this visual came through when I was listening to a song called Lightwork, and the lyric that he says is, every loss was part of the design. So there's a loss that once felt like there was this void or this abstinence, but you've learned how to actually fill that with something beautiful. I don't know what it is that you've created. I'm hearing your life to be sense conscious in the construct, but the way that you've redesigned it is immaculate. I kind of get like chef's kiss energy, and I'm seeing Michelin star specifically. And that's something that people work really hard for. You know, they utilize all of these ingredients, their skills, their knowledge to create something that can be shared when it comes to an experience. So that's what I'm seeing. This is like many years of wisdom. It's many years of gathering information. I'm actually hearing eons. So this is referring to lifetimes. I'm hearing actually many generational lessons that played out. I'm seeing it as it gave you form. It's like these ingredients or circumstances or experiences actually gave you form to create something in your life. That is a master alchemist. You can take what life throws you and create something from it. And it's saying, oh, you're actually throwing me ingredients to turn leaden experiences into a golden outcome. Okay, leaden circumstances into a golden opportunity. So it's begun to feel lighter. You've taken something that previously felt like it had this level of weight, and it's not that the weight ever changed, but you transform your relationship to it. That resistance made you stronger, so that what used to feel like 20 kilos now feels like 5. Okay, does that make sense? It's like when you have progression overload and things break down, like the muscle fibers break down, they recollect themselves and they come back stronger. And I'm seeing that level of fluidity, that level of consistency, that level of spiritual stamina in which you've been able to exercise as you move through this experience. So you've only become stronger. It's actually allowed you to further accelerate along your path, and something that used to feel like a burden that you were carrying now becomes a stepping stone across the river of change, because you get to experience life from, I'm hearing, a higher dimensional perspective or view. And it's not because that weight ever disappeared, but you literally changed the state of the weight on a molecular level. It's almost as if the circumstance changed because you changed, because you're viewing it through the lens of the soul, through the healed self instead of the wounded self. So I just want to take a moment and allow you to bask in that success. You are a transduction system, which is the shift. It's taking one form of energy and actually alchemizing and transforming it into a higher state of energy. And you've done that through your awareness. So the first step is actually bringing awareness to the situation, identifying the emotion in your body, not resisting it, not becoming it, but just truly observing it. And the moment that you observe it, it begins to change. It transforms from ice into this flow. Without observation, you remain frozen within that emotion, consistently looping it, reinforcing it. But the moment that you become the observer, you introduce warmth, presence, and the ice actually begins to melt. You move from being the emotion to witnessing it, from density to flow. That's the transmutation process. It's the 0 point. It's being able to look at the situation through the lens of source, through a unified lens, while playing inside your field of creation. That's where you're no longer entangled with the experience, but instead you become aware of it. And in that awareness, you shift frequencies, because form is simply the speed of energy. A slow, dense frequency becomes a faster and lighter one in your field of awareness. And I'm seeing that's not just something that you're able to apply to your own life, but you can also apply that perspective to the lives of all those around you and the harsh lessons in which they're moving through. I'm hearing seasons that they're moving through. Super beautiful. Okay, let's go ahead and pull an energy for you. I have the Gateway Light Activation deck in my hand, so that's telling me that this is going to be your first PS message. This is a new way of being. Oh, and it reminds me of yesterday. I was in a collectivo, which is like it's a form of public transport in Mexico. If you know, then you'll know. And I was actually seeing this. What's it called? Like I guess an industrial vehicle, and it was paving. I don't know what they're called, but you know when they pave new roads, I was seeing that as in you paving a new path. And on the way there, it was like this wet cement that was being dispersed on the ground, and that I was seeing that as each moment that's shaped with awareness leads to you moving through the system as a new way of being, a new way of moving energy, a new way of applying your thoughts and emotional higher, yeah, a new way of applying your thoughts to a situation, which ultimately transforms your relationship with the situation and transforms the way in which you're emotionally relating with the situation too. I'm hearing the emotions settle, and suddenly you can see it clearly again. Like muddy waters will clear themselves type of energy, just like a scattered mind will gain clarity through stillness. Yeah, super beautiful. And then on the way back, the path was solidified. It's like that cement had dried. So it tells me that you're not stuck, but you've been in this process of almost like melting in order to reform, reshape, and recalibrate your own internal network, which is transforming your relationship to the network around you in the system. So let me go ahead and get rid of the light activation message. I'm hearing this is your PS message. Okay. Your PS message is Holy Grail, which is you are what you seek card. It says you are what you seek, finding sacredness, and you are having an inner discovery. Wow, which is super beautiful. Let me go ahead and read it. Ace of Cups is also, Holy Grail also looks like the chalice in the Ace of Cups, which is usually a creative opportunity. I'm hearing an opportunity to see life through the lens of the creator. Once again, while being inside of the simulation. How cool is that? Like, how cool is that? So, Holy Grail are what you seek. You have been on a great quest to remember yourself, seeking and searching and discovering. But the further you've gone, the more your heart has called you back. You may still be looking for treasure, but you're now discovering that all roads lead back to you. How beautiful with the road, right? Being paved. Wow. It's like truth is never going to be found outside of you. It's always going to be found within. Then in what it is that you'll see reflected in the external realm will always be from the lens of truth. The great source of creation holds up a shiny mirror in front of you, and you see your own reflection. You are the answer. You are the divine. You are created. You are creating. The gateway of your divinity has opened, and the vessel of your being is flowing with infinite light. You have been searching for God, and God is within. So go within. This is the key to heaven. Your cup is overflowing. Your gifts are being unlocked. Let the world share your treasure. Right? I'm getting chills. Let's continue with your PS message. Let's get Cosmo's Oracle message for this. And the thing is, you have Orion activation, which says supernova, which is an event that can be seen by the naked eye and it sends ripples through the cosmos. But I'm hearing your consciousness is contagious, okay? There's something that feels... It's like you serve as a reminder in many ways. Recreation, I'm hearing because you embody it, okay? It's not even through the things that you say, but it's just through your embodiment and way of being. Rebirth by light. So again, light is information, right? That's photons that are emitted from plasma. And that allows you to actually receive transmissions that shift the way in which you relate to your journey on Earth, because that's internal communication that's happening with the source that exists within you. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at Holy Grail. Now, you also had, okay, celestial uterus, and then you have solar flares. Solar flares talks about something that was previously withheld that is now being intentionally applied into the system. I'm hearing you're seeing just how powerful your intention has been. Celestial uterus is also a rebirth. So this is two rebirth energies. The thing is, once you remember yourself in this system and your interconnectedness to all things, it completely is a game changer in the way in which you experience this game, because you now have cheat codes to the system in which you've designed. I'm hearing like loopholes, rabbit holes, and it's reborn. It's the moment where you experience literally a different lifetime within this lifetime, because it's so far from what it is that you had previously experienced life as. Genesis, fertility, and support. Everything begins inside of the uterus as a container, solitary in silence, resting before leaving the dark to step into the light, giving birth to allow ourselves to flourish in society and interact with the rest of the planet. The uterus gives us the necessary time to contemplate the crucial phases of life, and above all, of gestation. What else could have possibly come from that seed? We are born, we flourish, we gestate, and we give birth to ourselves continuously in the cycle of life. We acknowledge ourselves as human creators who change our skin on a cyclical basis, giving life and birth to new parts of our being, eventually revealing it from its hidden gestation process. So it's like you've gone within, you've seen the truth, and you're moving through the illusion while seeing through it, while not losing yourself as you move through density. I'm hearing forgetting your own light, forgetting the truth as you move through this terrestrial plane. And the thing is, okay, it's like there was a veil of forgetting, and now that veil has lifted. So you're going from Maya, the lens of Maya, which is about forgetting yourself in the system and seeing life through a third-dimensional matrix lens, which is the illusion of separation and feeling like you're separate from everything around you, into Lila, which is like 5D. That's, you know, the unified lens. 5D is actually a state of consciousness. It's not a location. It's a way of being. So it's you remembering that you are everything and everything is you, and actually applying that level of awareness as you move through the system on a day-to-day basis and sustaining that remembrance. And just when you do fall asleep, waking yourself back up, becoming lucid inside of the dream again and say, oh, I'm actually speaking to another version of myself right now. And that silent internal communication allows you to stay conscious inside of this construct. So how well can you sustain that level of awareness? That's something that you've been rebirthing. So our projects and relationships are formed in the same way. It's a continuous bath in the fractal of life, which always needs two parts: the alchemy of the elements and a space to contain it. Yeah, so through the transduction process, it's like you've been able to see that it was never you versus me. It was me working with myself, another version of me. And that's completely transforming relationship. I'm hearing to these fragments, okay, across space and time, or these I almost want to say parts of like your awareness that have been scattered throughout space and time that have not fully understood. And now there's something around, oh, now I integrate these parts of myself. I finally understand. Or I finally remember that I am whole as I am. I always have been. It was always me. It always has been me. Right? That's where you've arrived to. Rebirth. So, should we get another message for you? Let's get, I think what would be most conducive is if we can pull a star child message. Since you are a child of the stars. Oh, you have 3. Okay, so the first one is Storm. We'll go ahead and pull these up for you. Storm. The second one is Know Yourself. And then the third one is Key to Your Freedom. So you are the key to move freely between the realms of the third dimension and the higher dimensions. I almost want to see you moving through, imagine moving through a third dimensional system, but with a fifth dimensional lens. That's what you've done. That's what you keep returning back to, especially if this has found you. So let's do this in order. The first one is Storm. Being an earth element. So this is telling me things that are happening in like the physical plane. So this says it's okay to feel it all. Cleanse, collapse the old, realignment, and watch the storms in life. So you're now in a place in your life where you could be seated at the eye of the storm. Something that appeared to be a stormy circumstance, it's like you zoom out and suddenly that just becomes a speck. I'm hearing it was all bringing you back to yourself. As I step back to watch the storms, I see the power of change they bring and recognize that they too are a gift to help me heal, integrate, and shine. So to integrate is to heal. To integrate is to become whole with the experience because you don't see yourself as separate from the experience. It's like your mass is becoming the experiencer, but also the observer that's observing the experience unfold. Storms and floods clear stuck mental and emotional patterns to reveal the stillness that is underneath. In the eye of a hurricane, great peace is revealed, but it is hidden for those who fight the storm or those who get stuck in a victim identity. Allow the elements to wash over you while you stay in your heart center so that the purification reveals your true self. This is the storm that has cleared space for new opportunities in your life. Visualize yourself mastering this process of purification and see how you can start to flow with it. You're watching the storm, feeling the sand blow in your face, seeing the enormous waves crash, but now you're unaffected. You are guided and blessed. The thing is, when you see life through the lens of source and zero perspective, zero awareness, okay, which is seeing all perspectives and none of them simultaneously, you become actually unaffected by the things that happen outside of you. You are simply admiring the cleansing power of your natural phenomenon. So this is a cleansing power. Even if something used to maybe make you angry or upset for maybe years, that got reduced to months, that got reduced to days, hours, minutes, seconds. Wherever you are on that journey, it's something that it can flip in an instant if you choose. Do you feel like you have taken a back seat? Don't know how to take matters into your own hands? As you experience a storm, you do not need to be a passive witness because striving for detachment is another battle to let go of. Allow guidance, wisdom, and healing to come to you through the elements. So this is about you receiving information. You're standing in awe as you can't believe the natural miracle that you're seeing. A ray from the sun comes through in the middle of the storm and it touches your skin. You're receiving light codes, and in your third eye, you're seeing a vision of a 𝓤𝓸𝓻𝓪𝓷𝓬 emissary who speaks to you. This is the message from the Pleiades. All is well, dear one. We are the Pleiadians. In your spiritual evolution, it's time to start to see beyond the storm. The storm is the mental, emotional buildup, which is collapsing. Now you can start to see the world from a vision of unity in your heart. There is no duality, no right or wrong in this cosmic clearing. Allow your mind to stop judging the world or the process of the storm. Instead, use your mind to receive multidimensional information, nor light that propels you forward on your journey. There are many storms on Earth, as there are people in the world. Yet, all of these storms are perfectly held in cosmic love. They are not a burden to the Earth. It's the opposite. These storms are clearing the Earth, our multidimensional mother. It's all clearing her to get back to her original state of light, love, and perfect support for all of humanity. These storms are multidimensional. They are roaring in many dimensions, sometimes physical, other times emotional, or astral. Do not worry if you don't understand our words from the stars. Simply listen with your heart. Listen to the storms and listen to our voices of light. Sometimes we use our light to intensify the purification, which makes the storm less destructive. We do this by putting your attention on your inner process, by raising your vibration and helping you clear negativity. Allow this loving process to support you more and more in your life by allowing our star brothers into your heart. So this is super interesting, right? In the floods, whirlpools, and fires is the deepest clearing and cleansing. I trust and I surrender. So the Pleiadians are, very specific archetypal manifestations within particular dimensions that basically say that it's impossible to disrespect one another, for they understand that they are all interconnected. So to hurt another is also to hurt themselves in the process. Then you also have to know yourself. To know yourself is the Star of David card. So turning your attention away from the material plane. Meditate, who am I? The veil of forgetting is lifting. What do we say, right? The veil of forgetting is lifting. The human condition is lifting, and you're seeing life on earth through the lens of the soul. Veil of forgetting is lifting, opening, bigger perspective, multi-dimensional, heart of God, one with all. Who am I ask myself, and I allow the answer in my heart. Who am I ask myself, and I allow my heart to answer. So this says that you've learned many things through education, through upbringing, and perhaps you think that you should look a certain way or act a certain way in order to fit inside of the biggest system. Many judgments that are not to you have been on your path. And this card comes to you with a question: what do you want to identify with? In the old paradigm, we feel continuous judgment, especially on how we look on the outside. Behind every judgment is an insecurity of, am I really beautiful? Yes, you're a gorgeous being of light. Your family answers. The voice that answers is from your family of light. Your angels, your guides are always around you. There's nothing to fear because they're always there to guide you in every step. And these are projections of your own subconscious mind that really have been encoded into your field through the soul's design to assist you along your experiential participation through a human vessel, to be immersed within the terrestrial plane, but to move with it, knowing that you're not alone in that process, okay? I'm hearing it. Also, it's your kind of connection to the other side. Some of you can use those modalities or archetypes as a connecting point or bridge to the other side that reflects your own cosmic remembrance. Okay, that's what it is. It reinforces the fact that you're a cosmic being and that you branch and always have branches and extended, okay, that you branch and extend far beyond this matrix or this system, and that you always have, okay? So it tells you to let go of judgments from society and be okay with embodying a different example. Now, the last message is key to your freedom. So the key to your freedom talks about healed inner child, creating inner safety and being kind to yourself, letting go of the past as light and love floods your entire being, and being in a place of you are home. So you are home within this construct. You are home seated in this remembrance. You are the key to move freely between the realms of the form, the dense, and the formlessness, the fluidity. That's what I see. So if you feel like that key has been hidden at times, this is where you've actually begun to parent your own inner child. And you're invited to open up this door once again because it will help you to fulfill your destiny. Your higher self tells you how to fearlessly walk through this doorway of the open heart. It says that as you integrate those inner child wounds, you actually begin to return to your power. It particularly says you discover your true nature once again. So I'm going to love and leave you right there. If you're already subscribed to the channel, do consider subscribing because we'd love to have you around. Personal reading details are also down below. Also check out Spirit if you're looking for some high quality AAA grade jewelry. I'm wearing rhodonite, kunzite, and also this one is rose quartz right here. One of the proceeds are donated towards auto sanctuaries. I don't know if I said that or not. I'm like tuning out. And you have 2 discount codes in the description box down below as well. But I'm gonna love and leave you right there. Until next time. Bye.
Clouds in the sky don't care.